And for more on how this year's election is playing out, let's turn again to our Park Kun-woo at Arirang's extended reality studio. So Kun-woo, tell us more.
Welcome back to Arirang's extended reality XR studio to take a closer look at voter turnout. So, starting with voter participation, according to data from the National Election Commission as of 11 a.m., voter turnout stood at 15%. That's 3 percentage points higher than the previous election. Out of the 44,649,908 eligible voters, that is, those born on or before June 4th, 2008, and also excluding early voters, over 6.7 million people cast their ballots as of 11 a.m. today. And now it's just past 12, even more voters will have cast their ballots across the country. The National Election Commission will announce the final voter turnout after voting ends at 6 p.m. today, with the potential turnout rate to be released at around 8 p.m. Now, moving on to the hourly breakdown of voter participation. Polling stations opened at 6 a.m. today, and the first official turnout figure released at 7 a.m. stood at 2%. That's 3 percentage points higher than 4 years ago. Now, the rate had climbed to 4.5% at 8 a.m., also climbing to 7.4% by 9, and rising for at least more than nearly 4 percentage points, so 11% at 10 a.m., and actually rising 4 percentage points at 11 a.m. by 15%. We can see that the number of ballots cast has been increasing with each passing hour. And adding to that momentum is this year's record high early voting turnout of 23.51%. And that figure will be reflected in the overall turnout from 1 p.m. Now we turn to the voter turnout by region. Of the country's 16 cities and provinces, Daegu City showed the highest by nearly 19%, exactly 18.9%. And Daegu typically sees high voter turnout on election days, while turnout during early voting is comparatively low. We also have Gangwon-do province in the upper region at 17.7%. And we also have Gyeongsangbuk-do province, 17.6%, the next highest after Daegu City. At the other end of the spectrum, we see that Jeonnam Gwangju United Special City at 11.4%. We also have Jeollabuk-do province, 11.9%, while Sejong City in the middle is 12.9%. Regions in the Jeollado provinces and Gwangju City see comparatively low participation on election day as more people vote early. If we take a closer look at some of the key battleground areas, including 5 regions that both the ruling Democratic Party and People Power Party have chosen as crucial to the race, starting with Seoul, voter turnout we see that 14.3% has voted in their area. Also in Gyeonggi-do province, one of the most populous areas in the country, 14.5%. And if we come down a little bit, we have Gyeongsangnam-do province standing at 17% right now. Also in Busan City, the second largest city in Korea, 15.5%. Ulsan City, 16%, and Daegu also at 18.9%. And finally, let's take a look at voter turnout in previous local elections. In each of the past 5 elections, voter turnout has exceeded the 50% mark. The highest turnout over the past 2 decades was recorded in 2018 during the 7th local elections, which is 60.2%. That means more than 60% of eligible voters cast their ballots during that time. The most recent election saw the lowest turnout finishing just above 50%. However, with this year's early voter turnout running nearly 3 percentage points higher than in the previous election, attention is now on whether overall voter turnout will also surpass the previous figure. And we'll get a clear picture after 1 p.m., and that's when early voting ballots are incorporated into the official turnout tally. And we'll be back at 4 p.m. Korea time with more updates. Back to you, Inji.